Hey everybody and welcome back to Life with Lolo. It is time for our weekly recap of Power Book 3, Raising Kanan, Lord have mercy, Season 1, Episode 3, and it was titled Stick and Move. Alright y'all, real quick, if you're not subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button along with the notification bell to be notified when I drop new videos. And if you end up liking this recap review, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button along with the share button. All right, so let's just jump right into it. So it opens up with this dude. He's selling drugs on the corner or whatever. And remember, they're not Neek's corners because later on we see the same guy at the stash house. So I'm assuming they are Rock's corners or whatever like that. So he micromanaging, come on, move, do this move, do that move, or whatever like that. So then 50 is doing like his intro and saying like, or his voiceover, I should say, saying like, once you get a good rhythm, you think everything is smooth, but then something pop up. So the something that popped up is the cops. So the cops run up on him or whatever like that. Dudes start running, the one who was micromanaging and stuff like that. And Malcolm, he chasing him. Child, he was chasing him all through goddamn South Jamaica. I said, ain't nobody got time for that. And he had on dress shoes. How he was chasing him that long, I do not know. But he chased him for like a long ass time. And then finally, like at the laundromat or something like that, he stopped to catch his breath and then old dude took off. He had enough time to clean off his sneakers and walk down the street, child. We see Rock. She get her back blown out by Symphony or whatever. They getting it in, they getting it again. He, they finishing stuff. He get up. She like, where you going? You just going to hit it and run? He was like, well, I got a paper to write on concrete and stuff like that. So, of course, she want to hear about concrete. So, he starts talking about it. But she was like, we got an old Macintosh up in my office. He was like, y'all got a computer? I said, damn, like, bitch, you thought she was Poe? She was like, yeah, we got a computer. So, then they start bow chicky wow wowing again. We see Kanan. He looking at an obituary for D Wiz. So I guess some time has passed and they had the funeral and everything like that for D Wiz. And he looking at the obituary. He moving real slow. He got some cereal. He going, back to his room, I think. And he walks past the room where Symphony at. And Symphony's sitting in there in his drawers typing up his paper with some music on. So he just typing. And Kanan like, yo, who you? And he just, because he don't hear him. So he was like, yo, who you? So he turned around. He was like, oh, I'm Symphony. I'm your mom's friend or whatever like that. And he was like, what? And so Rock come up in there and was like, what? He like, well, who this dude? Well, you don't be questioning my guess. He my guess. Don't be questioning my guess. The question I got for you is why are you not in school? School started about an hour ago. So Symphony, he tried to interject talking about something, it's all good or whatever like that. I would have questions too if I found some dude I didn't know in my drawers and stuff. She was like, look, don't be worried about what I'm doing with Kanan and stuff like that. I'll take care of my son. Come on, Kanan, I'm gonna drive you to school. So he like, all right, whatever. Cause she like, look, just stick to concrete. Don't worry about what me and my child doing over here. So they get in the car. Kanan started, questioning who's sleeping over and stuff like that. She was like, don't be questioning who I got sleeping over at my house. I am grown last time I checked. You don't need to be worried about all that. You need to be worried about why I'm getting these progress reports that you're doing poorly in school and stuff. So he was like, I needed more time or something like that. And on the shoe, he wrote in Sharpie, rest in peace, D Wiz. So she like, look, I understand that you still upset about your friend, but you need to focus on school. Like I told you, these streets was rough. That's why I keep trying to teach you, but you're not really listening or whatever like that. This is why I wanted you to go to that fancy school. So he ain't really listening. When you see Malcolm and his partner, I don't know the partner name, but the captain basically telling them like, what y'all pulled in here today wasn't nothing. Like, I need big dope. I need big guns. I need all this on my table. Y'all not bringing me that. And then we got 2 dead children. Like, Derek was a star basketball player and stuff like that. And now his jump shot is dead just like him. And then the other dude, Buck 20, he gone. Like, and all you doing is bringing in these dudes who came in here long enough to get a candy bar and go back on the street. So, like, you ain't bringing me nothing. Like, if y'all don't bring me nothing and give me some good press, then y'all gonna be directing traffic or whatever like that. So they looking like, damn. Rock And Uncle Lou and Uncle Marvin looking at the corner. So they seeing like, Neek selling, he making big deals on the corner and stuff like that. Their product, I guess they need a re-up, but the man who supply them don't want to until Rock sit down and have a conversation with him. So that's basically what they was talking about. And then I think they was getting robbed on their corners or something because they was talking about moving the drugs to the bodega. And then Rock was like, well, it's not ready yet. It's not set up. We still trying to set up the cameras and all that other good stuff. So they trying to figure out how they can get their product to still make money, but not get stolen or whatever like that. So they talking about that, and they gotta set up with the supplier. So she got set up and meet with the supplier. Shout out the supplier in a bingo hall. So his name is Dean, and 50 he introduced him or whatever like that. He got long money, and long money moves silently. Basically, that's what he's saying. He moves silently and violent. So Rock sit down. The man. That's this old lady. I don't know if she knew him. Maybe that was his mama or his grandmama or something child. But he ended up turning her damn hearing aid off. I was like, well, damn. How's she gonna hear the bingo numbers getting called? But they start talking business and stuff, and he like, well, he worried about the cops coming because the cops came and raided her corners and not Neat corners. So he like, well, why your corners get raided and Neat corners ain't get raided? She like, I don't know. Like, I don't know what's going on. He was like, well, I see y'all got some beef. She was like, I don't got no beef with him. I don't know what you're talking about or whatever. So she basically asking him, look, I need you to turn the faucet back on. I need you to run that dope or whatever. So he was like, look, you can't, another sloppy mistake like this, or you get sloppy, this be the last time, or we got to meet up again. This be the last time we have, we'll have to rearrange our, make some other arrangements or whatever. Like basically you, come up short again, or your work sloppy and you get caught by the cops again. I can't settle you. Basically, that's what he was saying. So as Rock walking out, she's talking to one of his bodyguards, and I guess the bodyguard was supposed to be moving to South Carolina, but I guess he ain't had no money or whatever to move down there. He was like, it's going to take another year or something like that. So she was like, well, maybe you need a part-time job. And so she had walked out. Malcolm in the doctor's office, turns out he got lymphoma or Hodgkin's disease or cancer, I should say. And he gonna need bone marrow, but his family ain't really rocking with him like that or whatever, so he don't know what he gonna do. He get back into the car, and basically the partner was mad because she like, I'm finna lose my job over this. Like, I rock with you, but we need to get, I can't do this with you no more. We got to get something hardcore. Like the captain calling us into the office and he's talking about threatening my job and stuff. Child, why Malcolm read her for filth talking about something? Well, you, your family was generational cops and stuff like that, and instead of you going to be a nurse like you wanted to be or you needed to be, you decided to be a cop. And I'm Malcolm, and they know me in these streets. They afraid of me and stuff like that. But the question is, who the F is you? And I said, damn, you ain't had to read stuff like that. She was just sitting there looking stuck. She had nothing to say. And we saw like a little thing with jukebox and Nicole, they in the mall or whatever, and they had this little thing, like Song World where I remember it used to be like you could go into the mall and there used to be like these booths or whatever, and you can sing, and then they would record you like on this little video. I think they still do that like in on boardwalks and stuff like that, where you can like sing, make your little video stuff, have a little good time. So they ended up doing that, and they had sung. At first she was kind of scared to sing, but then like she, belted it out and stuff like that. What else happened, child? That was it. Let me make sure. All right, so then we see Marvin. He coming to the club with the chick. I don't know what her name was. What was her name? The one with the doggy. So, what was her name? Damn, I don't remember it. He coming in, he got this little Rottweiler. Well, I shouldn't say little. He got this Rottweiler or whatever. He looked like he was a little puppy or whatever, a puppy. And she was like, well, who is this? Who's your little friend? I'll have my little knight in shining armor and stuff. He was like, knight in shining armor. She was like, yeah, because you had beat them people after me. You had protected me. And that was so awesome. Like, he was like, yeah, I did do that. So then he was like, well, this is my friend LT. Somebody owed me some money. So they gave me the doggy instead. And she was like, oh, he's so cute. He's so cute. So she was like, well, this your doggy. She was like, are you serious? Like, I do miss having a dog and stuff. He was like, yeah, this your dog. Just keep away from microwaves. I said, damn. So she was like, oh my God, you really do like me. You like me, like me. He was like, yeah, I like you. I like things. I like a lot of things. Yep. And so then she grabbed this package and he was like, oh, I like that. Yeah. So then she started slobbing on his knob in front of the doggy. And then we see Kanan. Oh no, then we saw the dude that was running from the cops in the beginning. He was in the not the office, the trap house with Kanan. They was just playing Mortal Kombat and stuff like that. And Kanan was asking him like, "Yo, what did you hear about D Wiz?" And he was like, "Yo, I heard that it was some beef over some girl or something like that, and somebody got revenge on him or whatever." So he was like, "Well, what did you hear?" He was like, "Yeah, I heard the same thing." So he get a call on his phone or whatever. So then we saw Juke, she leaving Nicole because she got a call or a page or whatever. And the page was to go meet up with her homeboys so they can go rob somebody or whatever. So Nicole kind of worried, like, well, why you gotta go do that? What if you get caught? What if you go to jail and stuff like that? She was like, well, I need to do what I gotta do and I'm gonna be okay. So then she leave her and stuff like that. So then we see Kanan, he sees Davina. So Davina must have call him on the phone. So that's who called him. She coming through with her baby sister and stuff like that. And, you know, she want to ask him, like, a question. So I said, oh, Lord. She was like, look, I'm not going to judge you or nothing like that. If you give me the answer, I'm not going to judge you or nothing. Just tell me, you know, what the realio is. So she like, did you know that D-Wiz shot Buck 20? So he was like, well, I had heard some things or whatever, but I don't believe it or anything like that. And the person that killed D Wiz got it all messed up or whatever. So she was like, yeah, that's what I feel like too or whatever. And he looked down, he started talking to the little baby, and the baby had like this part or like a drill or something on her. So he was like, well, what's that? Like, y'all building a house? Like, what's going on? She was like, oh no, this used to be my dad's, but we need the money, you know, Pampers ain't cheap or nothing like that. So then she was like, all right, I'll talk to you later. So then you could see the wheels going in his head. So then we see Rock, she talking to, who she was talking to? She was talking to the bodyguard of Dean. So she in the church, it looked like, and she talking to the bodyguard of Dean. And she got this stack of money. And she like, well, what would it take for you to go to South Carolina? He was like, well, enough money for me, my wife, my kids, and my girlfriends and stuff. So she was like, well, I got this money right here, enough for you to take yourself, your wife, and one of them girlfriends to South Carolina, if you only do this one thing. He was like, well, what's the one thing? Tell me when Neek fitting where and when his new re-up is at or whatever. So he thinking about it. She was like, well, if I listen closely, I can hear the ocean in this money. So of course he gonna snitch. So we see Juke and these other guys, or what I think it was like maybe it was 3 other guys and then Juke, and they about to rob this van or whatever, or this truck. They got these clothes, they put them in the store and stuff, and the people, they packing the stuff on the dolly and they taking it into the store. So then Juke and the other 3 boys, they go run into the truck, getting all the stuffing stuff in there, whatever, like polo shirts, all this stuff, polo jackets, all that other stuff. The guys look like they was being real picky, like going through the stuff. I said, if y'all don't just take a whole rack of that stuff when them people come back out there. So then one dude, Juke and 2 guys ran off the truck. They out of there. One dude, he left behind because he was being so picky. Child, he get caught up by security. Security tried to stop him, and he bust security in the face, and security fell. So that's really all he had to do, because security fell on the ground. He could have just kept running because security wasn't going after him or whatever. But no, he wanted to get down there, bow, bow, bow. Juke had to go over there and stop him and was like, look, we not doing all this. Like, that's enough. Like, let's go or whatever. He going to talk about something. This is why you can't send a bitch to do a man's job or whatever. She pulled out the box cutter and was like, what? And so then they had ran off. So, let me see. Then we saw Rock by the water with Malcolm. So Malcolm the cop. And so he was like, well, you know, she was like, well, how did Neek's dick taste or whatever like that? And he was like, well, better than yours. So she was like, oh, okay, well, I got this deal. and I got this scoop, and you can get $250,000, all this other stuff, drugs, guns, all this stuff or whatever. I don't think she said guns. I think she said drugs and money or whatever. So he was like, well, I'm listening, and why you blessing me or whatever like that. She was like, well, you got his dick down your throat so hard you can't listen or whatever like that. And he was like, well, no, I mean, but I'm just trying to figure out why you telling me. She was like, well, you police, I'm reporting a crime. So then he was like, this is a small world, like, y'all on a something like y'all on the same corner, y'all fighting for the same stuff or something like that. And he was like, you need to be headed somewhere, or he said something like they was running in place. Like, I guess they playing the same game over and over again and they moving. Because, of course, he probably thinking about his cancer and stuff and what he finna do and he finna die and stuff like that. So she was just like, all right, well, I don't run. And then she just walked off. We saw Uncle Lou at the studio. We met some guy named Camacho. I guess he's going to come up later on. It was a dude from Star, if y'all ever watched Star. The one who got paralyzed and stuff like that. But anyway, he's selling drugs to him. He's selling some cocaine to him. He came in there with Jessica. Jessica was flirting hard with Camacho, but it seemed like she was trying to get him to know who her brother was, because, famous rap and stuff like that. So she was dropping famous name and stuff like that. You could see Lou looking like, she over here hustling and stuff like that. And he was just like, all right, it's time to go. So then we see Marvin, Uncle Marvin, he is in Juke's room looking through her stuff. Kanan come in and like, yo, Uncle Marvin, what you doing? He was like, I'm looking for one of my belts. She be always taking my belts and stuff like that. I'm looking for my belt. Like, you looking underneath the bed for your belt, underneath the mattress for your belt. You was obviously looking to see if she was doing something illegal or whatever like that. Boy, bye. So he like, well, why you at my house? And how you get in here, whatever like that? He was like, well, Juke gave me a key to get in. He was like, no. Run me that key. So then Kanan gave him the key and stuff like that. And so Kanan basically like, look, Uncle Marvin, I need some money. I needed some money. I ain't getting no money in the stash house. I need to make some kind of hourly wage or whatever like that. Can you help me out? He was like, no, man, I can't do it. He was like, look, I ain't going to tell my mama, and if you help me out, then I'll help you out with my mom, because she won't listen to me or whatever. He was like, well, tell her to let me find her some more corners. All right, look, you got me and I got you. So he was like, all right, here you go, 8 grams of coke that's left over from that little party I had or whatever. He was like, all right, so I'm going to sell it to you for about 100. He was like, I could sell this to you for about 150 or some shit like that, but I'm gonna give you the discount and I'm gonna give it to you for 100. He was like, all right. And he was like, no, I'm gonna sell this. He was like, yeah, but you gonna have to pay me for this. So you could sell it for like $25 a gram, and then you run me back my money. If you run me back my money, you should still have about 100 and some change left or whatever. So he was like, all right, he's smiling and stuff like that. We see, and then also Uncle Marvin was like, don't tell Rock this between me and you or whatever. He was like, all right, bet. Rock folding clothes in Kanan's room. She sees the obituary of D-Wiz. Juke had walked into the house as well, and she had the bag of clothes, basically the clothes she stole. So she was like, oh, Uncle, Aunt Rocks, I ain't mean to scare you. I was standing here for a while and hoping you would look up, but you ain't see me or whatever. She was like, girl, come on over here. She was like, yeah, you see this? This could easily be Kanan over here on this obituary or whatever like that. This is why I want y'all off the streets and stuff. So she was like, don't tell me my brother got you digging for cans in the trash can. I will hurt him. She was like, no, these just some clothes. Can I leave these clothes over here? She was like, yeah, of course, or whatever. Because she was like, her dad be going through her stuff. So then her and Rox, they got, a tight bond or whatever. So she was like, well, I miss talking to you or whatever. And I miss you coming over and we having our little girl time and stuff like that. And so then she was like, well, what's keeping you away from me? So Juke started smiling. She was like, girl, don't let me find out you got somebody. Oh my God. She was like, and you in love. I know. I got me somebody too. And they got me smiling just like you be smiling over there, girl. Because we deserve to smile, don't we? She was like, yeah, we deserve to smile. So they had that little moment. Then we saw Lou and Jessica walking on the street, child. And he kind of upset, basically, what she was doing in the studio and stuff. And so she was like, look, ain't nobody trying to play you. I know who you are. I know you smarter than do and stuff like that, and you got more going on for you, and you could run the world. Like everything, you out here selling caps on the street, you could be selling tracks. Like you know more than what you hold up to be or whatever like that. So then they kissed and all that other stuff, child. So then anyway, because it really wasn't that important. The cops about to do the raid. So we see the cops waiting in the van. We see him on the roof. We see Malcolm and his partner in the car or whatever like that. We see these guys, they in the is this when we saw the guys sitting in the car? No, we didn't see the guys in the car. We just saw the cops. I'm sorry. Act like I ain't seen none of that. Yeah. We saw the cops we saw Malcolm and his partner talking to the captain about the raid and stuff like that. We didn't see them setting up for the raid yet. But then we saw Juke, Kanan, and Famous in the park. And basically, Kanan wants to sell the drugs, but he don't know how. So Juke got to put him on game. Like, this is the black people. This is the old people. This is the young people. This is the white people over here. You want to sell to the white people, and then you just want to be standing on the corner just saying stuff like you talking to yourself, but you saying it out loud. Like, I got coke, I got dope, I got what you need, or whatever like that. But it's like you're not talking to nobody in particular. Somebody who wants it will overhear you and pick it up or whatever. So Famous ain't really listening. He paying attention to the dudes rapping, so he go off with them. Kanan like, all right, I could do this, but she was like, well, how much did my dad tell you to sell it for? He was like 25. She was like, for real? You get about 50 from these white people. He was like, what? She was like, yeah. He was like, but that might be a little too much. I don't want to make that much money. I just want to make a little something. So she was like, look, I don't care what you sell it for. Just sell it and don't fuck it up or whatever like that. So they go to their little corner because why do I keep forgetting her name? Juke was going to sell her clothes, and then Kanan was going to sell the drugs on the corner or whatever like that. We see Rocky, her back blown out again on the floor this time, and then she asking him why. Well, basically he asked her first, like, why you want to talk to me and stuff, and she like, because you feel like a vacation to me. You teaching me stuff that I don't know, and it feels good and stuff. But she was like, but the question I want to know is why you talking to me. So he was like, because you just feel familiar or whatever like that. And it's like you been through some shit. Like you got experience, you wise, and your strength just pulls me in and stuff like that. It's sexy in hell. So she was like, all right, well, bet. As long as you ain't trying to save me because I don't want to be saved. So he was like, ain't nobody saving you, girl. So when we see Kanan, he ends up making his first drug deal. He was like, well, how much for the dope or whatever? He was like, $30. $30? That's it. He was like, yeah, man, what you saying? What you saying? He was like, I'm just saying, that's a good ass deal, man. How about $250? He was like, yeah, go ahead. Just give me the money. So then he's smiling because he done made his first drug deal or whatever. We see Roxy getting dressed and stuff, and we see Symphony telling her, like, look, you gonna mess up my grades, ma'am. You gonna mess up my grades. So then he ends up apologizing to her for stepping in, putting his little 2 cents in with the whole Kanan thing. And she apologizes because she like, look, I shouldn't have snapped on you like that. It's been just me and Kanan for since I was 16 years old. And everybody always want to put their 2 cents in something. And, don't nobody need that. It's just been me and him. So, I do take offense if you try to come in and, give me parents and stuff like that. But they kissed and they made up and stuff like that. So then this is when we see everybody on the rooftops in the van on the side of the road. Because they about to make the drug deal. So we see 4 guys in the car. They arguing about Paula Abdul and stuff like that, child. One dude like, I don't F Paula Abdul. When is the dude gonna come with the drugs? So then the guy who's singing Paula Abdul's song and stuff, he gonna come around. He like to drive around the block at least 4 times before he pulls up with the money. So he drove around twice already. So he got 2 more trips or whatever to come back around. Kanan ends up dropping some groceries off at Davina's house. They kissed and all that other stuff. So then we see the partner, she also peeped the car going around twice. So they were saying like, oh, somebody doing recon. Or no, this was the 3rd go around that the car was coming around. So they was like somebody doing recon. We see the guy who was in the passenger seat in the car, who was singing the Paula Abdul song or whatever like that. He on the side of the street smoking a pipe. So he's smoking weed or whatever, child. Who knows what was in his pipe. But the van, before the people came with the drugs, so the people was riding around, they were still waiting. So the van, the windows was all fogged up. So Malcolm was calling them on a walkie-talkie, like, "Yo, your van can't, the windows can't be fogged up on the stakeout. Turn the AC on." So at this point, the van still fogged up. Dude with the pipe sees the van. So I guess the lights from, I don't know, maybe the street or the car or whatever, because they was already passing the drugs to the other car and stuff like that. He sees somebody moving around in the van because the windows is fogged up. The light is shining in, so you could see like a little movement in there. So the dude with the pipe, like, 50, 50, the cops. So they slam the trunk down. Everybody hop in the car except for the dude with the pipe. He start running or whatever. So the people in the car, they driving or whatever. The cops, because they had cops set up all over the place. They run the car. The cops come T-boning them. Child, they get out talking about, "Put your hands up, put your hands up." Next thing you heard was, "Get a bus." Because obviously they didn't kill the people. Them people ain't put no seatbelt on. And in this damn car and T-boned them. Them people gone. So Malcolm was looking like, damn. Like, we did all that for nothing. So we see Rock. She go over to D-Wiz house. I tell you, Rock got some... Child, she got some nerve. She go over to D-Wiz house, mama house, talking about something, let's talk about D-Wiz together as a unit and stuff like that. Marvin and Lou, they watching Neat Corner. That joint is dry. Lou like, because they ain't got no product to, sell or nothing like that. We see Rock, she praying with D-Wiz mama and stuff like that. I said, after you done kill his son, you gonna pray with the woman. Child. And then Kanan crying. We see Neek and Marvin and Lou, they kind of drove past each other because, they drove past this way. And because Neek was mad because he looking at his corners like, my goddamn corner is dry. Like, why? And then they smiling and they drive past each other looking. Neek looking like, he was mad. And then that's pretty much how it went off, child. I said, this show is a trip. A trip. That whole scene with goddamn Rock praying with the mama after she done had that boy killed. I said, Karma gonna get her ass hard. Okay, do you hear me? But anyway, y'all, that was the end of the episode. Y'all let me know how y'all feeling about this show so far. How y'all felt about this episode. Do y'all like it? Do y'all want to see some more? Like, what are y'all really feeling about this show? Put it down there in them comments below. Also, if you end up liking this recap review, go ahead and hit me with that thumbs up button along with the share button. And if you are not subscribed to my channel, but you're watching this recap review, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell to be notified when I drop new videos. All right, y'all. Until next time. Peace.